Hey everyone, it's some time ago that we posted our last devlog, but I also want to keep you up to date about the development status of United basically. And yeah, we made a lot of progress and also research and stuff like that over the last month. And I want to show you all this in today's video. And the first thing I would like to show you is that we have a new map basically for our Metaverse Mall, for the shops we will have in United. And here we now have like 46 new stores over 3 floors basically, so it's a very big mall basically. And now we come to the next thing: how can we fulfill or how can we work in the fulfillment of so many stores, and in the future we'll get like even more stores. And how can the fulfillment works basically when you think big basically and want to onboard, like, let's say 10 stores a day or something like that. And that's something which is a bit tricky basically when you have a small team, like currently like I have like 2 full-time developers, and luckily also a big network of 300 freelancers and artists helping me with my projects basically, so I can also easily scale with bigger projects and stuff like that. But I thought this is not like there needs to be a way that something like this is also easily accessible like for everyone. So there are like basically 2 things now. You can offer this those shops basically for very expensive basically, that I don't get so much requests that I can handle it. Or the other alternative, which I thought would be better, is that there's also like a solution that basically allows almost everyone to have their own metaverse store. But then I also need to drastically cut down the time and effort we need to put into something like that then. And I found a solution in like having, for example, store templates. So in the mall you have those many stores and stuff like that, and then you can, as a shop owner, easily walk to one of those shops. You can easily buy or rent it using PayPal, for example, and then you can select a store variation, and the store variation basically contains the shelf layout, the design of the store, and like this every store will look a bit similar basically in this like first tier. Of course we also still offer, like for bigger companies or bigger brands, we also of course still offer like customized stores, but I also wanted to have something which everyone can basically afford. And here, so we have those store variations basically, which you can easily set up by your own, and then you have like up to 10 slots basically where you can interact with and upload your own 3D models as a product basically. So you can also upload your own products, you can change the store name, all this stuff, you can change everything by yourself basically. And here we also already come to the next thing. Like usually, or how it worked before, is that when we want to integrate new 3D models, we needed to integrate them in the engine, pack the game, and deploy the update to the customer. And that's something which is like, when you want to onboard many stores, you would need to pack updates every day basically. And I guess that also will get very annoying. So we also searched here for an alternative way how we can approach this basically. And we find the solution in like importing 3D models basically directly, that they get saved in a database and will get downloaded for the clients who don't already have them basically. And like this we can modify the game itself in a packed version basically. Like we don't need to pack the game again and again and again. Everything is like very dynamic and updates itself at runtime basically. As soon as the new person enters your store, it will see, or he will see then your new products you have uploaded to the database basically. And that's also something very, very huge, and also something which I only saw that a few people even managed to do. And I'm also good connected, and there are also people we are looking up to which are not able to do that till now, and they have a team of 9 people working on only this feature, and we were able to implement it over like a week or something like that. That's very crazy to see again. And but as I mentioned, we do a lot of research in many different areas, and always try to improve our solutions and stuff like that. Also, we made a few adjustments to placing stuff in general in the store and rotating stuff like that. You will also see some gameplay in the background. And also, of course, we continue making further optimizations and bug fixes to the level. And our next steps now, I guess, will be like linking this new Metaverse mall basically with our Metaverse gateway. And in the Metaverse gateway, if you already explored it, you also see that there will be other things like virtual concerts, virtual events and stuff like that. Those gateways, we will block those for now, since those worlds behind those are not like fully worked out and stuff like that. But we will unlock, for example, this Metaverse gateway to the virtual shops, to this new shopping mall basically. And then we will also package a new version of the game basically, which you then can easily download and install, or you will download a launcher, and this launcher will always keep the game up to date, because maybe there will be future changes basically which require this launcher to update. Maybe we make adjustments to the map in general and stuff like that. So there we still need to make like updates to the game, but for that we also have the launcher later basically. We also will upload it to pixel streaming, but since this is like a bit expensive, like with 8 cents a minute per user, this quickly will get expensive when you have like 100 plus users or something like that. So this would be a solution, which would be good for business partners for us, for example, like when you have your own shop or metaverse or your own brand and want to go in the first steps into the metaverse. That will be a great solution for you basically. But since we are also like a small studio and need to check our costs a bit, I'm a bit worried that 100 people will play like an hour game or something like that. So this is like, we also will host it in pixel streaming, that you can see that it actually works. But that would be something we can show you basically when you have your first strategy session with us and want to really start your own metaverse business. So we can then show you that as a like showcase that what we are talking about actually works basically. And and for the normal people who just want to play it and test it, they would need to download it, and I guess that's also like a good good solution basically, since otherwise it will get a bit expensive, and I would like to spend this money not in hosting an application. I would like to spend it in more research that our applications and stuff like that even get better over time. But also here in this pixel streaming space basically, we also found other alternatives, as I mentioned in the last video. So there we found a good partner basically who can help us stream the games on websites basically without any hosting costs. That's also very, very huge, because as I mentioned, pixel streaming and those hosting costs are very huge basically at the moment when you want to do it, for example, over Furious. There are also other alternatives which are like less expensive. You can also set up your own like hosting environment on AWS, but this have then like bigger like investments in the beginning of the project basically. So like Furious is the way to go for us currently, but we will soon move, I guess, to this new partner. The only problem, and this partner basically was able to bring the web export from Unreal Engine back to the new versions of Unreal Engine. Also Unreal Engine 4.27, which we are currently using for our framework as a foundation basically. And this is very huge, because Unreal Engine removed their support back then basically in the 4.23, I guess, they removed the support to export games to websites. And our partner bring this feature back. The only restriction or limitation is basically that you can only export games which are smaller than 4 gigabytes. And this is a big cut down basically when you want to like build huge realistic worlds basically. But that's also something they will fix over the course of the next 8 months. So our partner I guess we'll get very, very active, or we will work very closely with our partner together over the course of the next 8 months, and then we can also build very high realistic applications, stream them also in the web browser without any hosting costs. And that's also something which is very huge, because we then also have more budget, for example, for marketing, or for example for like further exploring the space and improving our systems. And that's very huge here again. And yeah, there are also many other things we are currently working on. For example, we are currently also exploring Houdini and how procedurally generated levels could work. For example, here we are exploring with Unreal Engine 5 Matrix City, which I also showed in some of the last videos, I guess, that we managed it to replicate it fully as the first one in the world basically. And here we're currently also exploring how we can generate our own levels based on those assets, for example, to make it look more unique, or to that it matches our imaginations more. And here my 3D artist, for example, also created a process basically that you can press on a button basically, and in the next 4 hours you have a big custom generated city. And that's also a new thing basically, where I think it's really cool, and it will save a lot of time in the future when people, for example, want to order levels, for example, from me, and when they want to have their own city, we can easily achieve that by pressing a button. But yeah, that's it for this video. One important last thing: if you also have your own business, or like with physical or digital products, and want to enter the metaverse as soon as possible basically, but don't want to rely on existing platforms like Meta, Decentraland, Sandbox, or whatever, because you can't really advertise your product or sell products there, since those platforms are only good for branding, but not even branding works good, since people will, because it don't look serious with like cartoony graphics. So if you now want to enter the space directly in the right way basically, that you can also benefit from positive branding and also like more sales and upsales basically in those virtual stores. So when you also want to benefit from positive branding and more cross and upsales with better presentation of your products basically, then let me know that, and you can easily book a free strategy session with us, where we show you our frameworks, where we show you our stores in details, and we will also explain you there how a cooperation could look like, because there are also, depending on your company size, your requirements and stuff like that, there are many different things basically we can do for you, or like in terms of a cooperation and to showcase your products virtually. And in this free strategy session, we will work out a free strategy for your business, how you can easily enter the metaverse. If that sounds good, you can easily book this session in the description. You will find a link, and or also you can easily write me a mail. You can also find the mail in the description. And yeah, I'm looking forward to further optimize your stores and bringing your stores in the metaverse. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.